What's up, YouTube? It's Mike from Team Bomb Snow, and with me today we have our 2013 Alberta Provincial Champion, Dexter Pizzey. Welcome, Dexter. Thanks for coming to the show.
Yeah, hi Mike. Way to spoil the ending. No, I'm just kidding.
Pretty sure this happened like 4 weeks ago, so anyone who cares already knows.
True enough.
All right, guys. So we're joining a game in progress here because we forgot to hit the start button. Dexter took the first turn with the Buffon on the left, just attached to DCE and passed. And on the right, you see Aaron Rozbicki calling for family for a couple Dynamos, and we're back to Dexter's turn. So Dexter, if you want to tell us about the matchup here and what you were thinking going into the game.
Yeah, going into the game, I was pretty confident. I mean, Landorus versus Lightning, fighting weakness. It's really brutal. On top of it, um, as long as they don't get set up, there's not really any way for them to win. And you're such a fast deck, so
Anytime you can get quick knockouts and Dynamo with Landers, that's going to put you at a huge advantage. Because
yeah.
not only are you denying their energy acceleration, but you're putting early game pressure on them. I mean, they only have so many prizes.
Well, exactly. And the thing is it's only a 40 HP basic, so you kill two, and you've pretty much just effectively done the same you do for killing a 170 HP EX.
So now, this matchup, I mean, this game specifically, it's not started as you would normally in this turn of the game. You started with a Buffalo, and you're doing 120 damage turn 2.
Yeah. Yeah, so in this situation, it works out really well. I was able to knock out a Sky Arrow. If I couldn't, it might be a little bit different. But I did the 120. He's going to need to attach an energy to retreat. If he misses it, then he's just going to stay active and die. But
I
we'll
think I
see
saw
what he does.
fire energy in his hand.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what he does.
It's kind of surprising that he's not playing it right now.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know what the thought process here is. He probably should have played it and retreated. I know he only has so many, but he's going down two prizes when I mean, wouldn't necessarily. It looks like I do have a catcher in my hand, but he'd still be making me waste the resources.
yeah, so he definitely had the fire. I think that's a huge misplay right there. He would have been able to call for family, get another Rayquaza out this turn, probably another Dynamo, and
Yeah,
you do probably run two Super Rods, so losing a fire that early. I mean, you're playing an N right now, anyways. So I mean, I'm not sure what the advantage of holding onto the fire would be.
yeah, it's pretty strange. I mean, especially if he did call for family and he was able to get the other eel out that turn as well, he would have been able to kill my Boufflant, which would have just at this point actually would have won him the game. I'm pretty sure, looking at the boards.
Well, he doesn't have any lightning discard pile, so we'd need like an Ultra Ball and two lightning. So it's a little ahead of ourselves here.
Oh, true enough. Yeah.
All right, so now you're just waiting for him to get. I guess he's calling for family. How about you tell us a bit about your deck specifically? I see that you have a Tornadus and a Boufflant. What else do you have running in there?
So it's Tornadus, Bouffalants, Landorus, Mewtwo. Um,
It seems
the
pretty popular.
yeah, it's just a bunch of the good stuff that everyone seems to be playing. So um, the focus I put on was Tornadus, just for the mirror, but there's two of every other card I mentioned. So
So it's pretty not heavily favored. I know there's a lot of players that like using four Tornadoes with a bunch of stadiums. A lot of people like running four Landorus, just trying to get the rush on other decks for quick prizes. And you decided to take more of a not a mediocre, but a middle ground, I guess would be the proper word.
yeah, I tried to just focus on the mirror. Any match that I felt doing things differently for in my deck when it actually win me a game, I just ignored. So I have nothing for Klinkling. I have nothing really for any of my bad matches. So
And it's funny that you should mention that because you were able to take out my brother, who you played a top 8, who was earning a Kling Klang.
yeah, it just happened to work out. Um, it normally shouldn't. If they set up, they should win. But it can certainly happen.
Alright, so let's talk about the game now, since we haven't really done much of that yet. We see you dropped a Landorus, and you're charging up a Tornadus there on the bench. You played a Laser this turn, so you can easily just take a KO on the Eel, or sorry, not the Eel, the Emolga with the Boufflant. and right
Yeah.
now you play a switch. So what's your thought process behind that?
Well, the main thing about that is, yeah, the Tornadoes can give up two prizes, but at the same time, Bufflon's the big hitter right now, and it's probably going to be for the rest of the match. I'd rather lose the Tornadoes than the Bufflon, is basically what that comes down to. So,
You are up in prizes right now, so even if you do lose the Tornadoes, that's only leveling the playing field.
yeah, exactly.
But at any time, were you afraid of like a Zekrom or something?
I wasn't really afraid of Zekrom. I did play Aaron earlier in the tournament, and it seemed to be a very, very consistent and basic list. I don't think there's really any techs other than the Mewtwo. So, the one thing that could have been more annoying, had it worked out for him. I know I have a bunch of Eviolite, but I did find out in Swiss that he was playing two Tool Scrapper.
Okay. It seems a little bit more than anticipated, but I guess if you're expecting Garbiter, I mean, keep in mind this was the second week of states, so
Yeah.
or third week. I don't remember which week it was even, but
It happened last month.
yeah, it was already shown that Garbiter was pretty popular. So here we see Mewtwo finally attacking, and Aaron's going to do some damage, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough to pose much of a threat, considering you're already up three prizes.
Yeah, so this attack is going to kind of be pretty much pointless. It looks like he might have had a Rayquaza prize to go for the Mewtwo, but can't really be sure.
It does give him an option to attack without having to need the fire energy. Sometimes that's a bit of a burden as a
That's true
requirement.
too. That's true too. I mean, I have Mewtwo as well. If I would go into the Mewtwo war here, I could end up losing just based off that. But it's just not something I'm gonna risk.
Well, if you run to Mewtwo, he probably only runs one or two himself, so it'd be rather even, with the exception that has the ability to power up the Mewtwo's a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's gonna have a harder time killing the rest of my decks, so I'm just gonna make it hard for him. I'm not gonna give him any easy prizes with Mewtwo, that's for sure. Actually, Mewtwo the whole day was actually the worst card in the deck, to be honest.
You know, having played the deck myself at regionals, I did find the Mewtwo was a bit underwhelming, but it also seems nowadays it's a little undervalued as well, because sometimes you can get a large Mewtwo just come out of nowhere and swoop your deck.
True, true.
So you do need to have it as an option, even if you don't end up using it as much as you would like.
Yeah, exactly. I want to take it out. That's for sure. The only thing I actually used at this tournament is to donk someone in Swiss. So,
That's lovely. So here we see attacking the Landorus now. I'm guessing you're just trying to spread some damage and set yourself up for some Buffalo lasers.
yeah, exactly. So I'm just gonna set up the one shots with Bouffalants. Um, I mean, at this point, I don't think I'm gonna need to knock out the eels, but we'll see. It should be fine either way. If I get another Boufflant in play, um, I can't see him coming back at all.
Well, we've got the two right now. So I guess you mean like with the super auto, you just mean attaching the energy to the
I mean
Buffalo?
the energy in play, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have or no, we saw in an earlier match that your spec was Gold Potion. Can you
Yeah.
elaborate a bit about that over your choice of Scramble Switch, which seems to be pretty popular in big basics?
Yeah, so the main thing about um, the A spec, obviously the Scramble Switch is a really solid choice. I opted to put in Gold Potion, and it was more so just a last minute thing that I thought would be good in the mirror. But Scramble Switch is definitely the card you want to be playing. A lot of people play Computer Search, but I don't really think it's necessary in a basic deck. There's not really anything you need to search out.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they just use it for consistency. But back to the game, we see a huge play here, attaching the DCE and energy switching another fighting from the Buffon over to take the kill on Rayquaza. So he loses his fire, his main attacker, and you only have one prize left. Just an easy catcher and an eel, and that could be game.
Yeah, so
And Aaron
that's gonna be a
realizes this
scoop.
too. Yeah, he's like, I'm done with this. I can't do anything. Might as well get game two going.
Yeah, so this is an ideal situation for me. We're going into game two. He may get donked, high possibility with his deck. So
He does
I'm
have the option of going first though, so you should get more basics.
true, true,
You can
but
donk him in game three though.
exactly. So I
All right,
mean
guys.
this. Yeah. I guess we'll see you for game 2 and 3.